Hello, it's time for another Candy Jack's Toy Box video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Universal Monster toys released by Jack in the Box. I think it was 1999. None of these seem to have a year on them, so that's a little odd. I guess Jack in the Box doesn't do the whole year thing. Right. If you recall, in an earlier video, I did review the Burger King Universal Monster toys. Those were 4 Universal Monster-based figures released by Burger King, and I think those were 97, so I guess there was just a lot going on in the late 90s with the Universal Monsters. But yeah, I just remember a lot of stuff, like these sort of like toys, postage stamps. This is probably around the same time I actually became like a fan of this kind of stuff, so maybe there's a connection there. I don't know, but Jack in the Box released their own version of the Universal Monsters, and I think they set out to one-up Burger King a little bit, because let's just take a look at these. Like I said, Burger King did 4 figures. It was a Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, and the Creature from the Black Lagoon. So we have all those characters here, but they also include the Mummy and very interesting choice, the Phantom of the Opera. So it's like they could have gone with like maybe the Invisible Man, which maybe kids would have been more into that, but no, they went with the Phantom, and I respect that decision. So without any further ado, let's take these things down and examine their individual action features, and maybe kind of compare and contrast to the Burger King ones to see kind of who did it better. Let's start things off with the Wolfman over here. If you recall, the Burger King Wolfman had the action feature of lunging up out of a crate. That always confused me as a kid, but it is still neat. But this one, I think, takes advantage of the werewolf aspect a little bit more. You pull his arms back like this. Howls like a wolf. Head goes back even. So yeah, that's pretty neat. Next we have Count Dracula over here, which the Dracula from the Burger King lunged out of a coffin. Basically, the Dracula and the Wolfman did the same thing. It made more sense with Dracula because he does sleep in a coffin, but the Jack in the Box one, you hit a button on his back and kind of opens his cape up a bit. That's pretty cool. I think the Burger King one was a little bit more interesting. I like the coffin idea, plus he glows in the dark. This one, as far as I'm aware, does not glow in the dark. I don't think any of these ones glow in the dark, actually. But that's still cool. Now we have the Frankenstein monster. Frankie over here is a pretty articulated figure. He's got knee joints and elbow joints. This one is broken. I had to super glue the arms into place. So he's really just kind of more for display at this point. But either way, at one point there was articulation there. So more articulated than the Burger King version. But the action feature is pretty much the same, I think. This doesn't seem to do anything. It doesn't work, at least. But I believe you hit a button on the back here, which lit this up, and then it would shine through the clear plastic in his head. The Burger King one had the exact same feature, except instead of this chair, he was on a slab, which to me makes more sense. Like it's like the electricity just volting through his head. This one, I believe this is supposed to... No, it's definitely the chair from the Bride of Frankenstein. At one point, he's captured by the villagers, and they chain him to this chair. So that's what that's from, and there's no like electricity associated with this. It's just meant to contain him until he busts through the chains, and oh my goodness, we're all doomed, or something like that. Up next, we got the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Not as articulated as the Burger King one. I like the Burger King one a little bit better than this one, I think. If you recall the Burger King one, you stick him in water and you squish his stomach a few times and he sucks up some water, and then you can turn him into a water squirter. This is basically a ripoff of that, but I'm going to say not as good. Okay, so with this one, you stick his head in the water, and then you stretch his body out like that. Then I believe that should have worked. Yep. You get one good squirt each time you do it, whereas the Burger King one, you could get, a couple of good squirts each time you squeeze his stomach. So this is neat and all, but it's basically just, it's a ripoff of the Burger King one, but not as good. Up next we have the first of the new characters. This was not included in the Burger King one, so this one is basically just better by default, because Burger King had nothing for the mummy. So with the mummy, you stick him in his little sarcophagus, and you have to get this little wind-up part attached to the scroll. Close the sarcophagus. Gotta wind this a few times. Try to make sure that he doesn't come detached from the scroll while he's in there. Kind of hear him trying to fight it. There. I don't think I need to explain much. It pretty much speaks for itself. Oh, he's getting some distance there. And that's as exciting as that is, but still pretty cool. And then finally we have the Phantom of the Opera here, which is kind of like, I like what they did with this one. This is sort of clever. This is a harmonica that he is attached to on the bass there. So basically, you know, while he is playing his organ and making his tragic music, you can make your own tragic music. It's real fun for the kids. That's what it sounds like. I don't really know how to play a harmonica. I don't know if you can even use this as a proper harmonica or not, because it is a fast food toy, but that is still really cool. The Phantom itself is basically just this little plastic figure on the base. Pretty decently detailed for a fast food toy. This is a masked version of the Phantom, so you don't get to see his gruesome face. Either way, I mean, there's still a lot of kids probably aren't gonna know who this is. They're probably, I'm assuming back in '99 or whenever, a lot of kids probably got this and they're like, oh look, it's Dracula. Because that's what kids do. They just see the cape and they automatically assume it's Dracula. Whatever. So that was my quick look at the Universal Monster toys from Jack in the Box. This was, I guess you can call this Series 1 or whatever, because and then I think it was 2000. A year later they did a second series. They did 6 more toys. So yeah, I don't know what was going on, but Jack in the Box was really hip on the Universal Monsters or something. So if I can ever obtain the entirety of Series 2, I'll review that. I have a few of them so far, but there's quite a few to go. But yeah, for now, that was the first series. I'm going to say overall these are better than the Burger King ones, just because there's more, there's a little bit more variety in terms of action features. The Burger King ones are still great. They had like the glow-in-the-dark stickers. I don't know, just Universal Monsters in general, it's always a win. You can't really lose with this. Alright. See you next time.